Hi everyone, so we recently learned that there's going to be a day 1 patch with Diablo 4's early access launch. So there was this Twitter thread here with Joseph Pipiora. He's like the associate game director, I believe, of Diablo 4. Really nice guy. And he actually had a question here from someone, what is going to be in the day 1 patch? So we don't have the new patch notes yet, and even with the early download, it seems like nothing has really surfaced so far from data mining. So I'm just going to give my predictions on what we're going to see tomorrow. However, the extent of this patch is not exactly clear. So later Pipiora also said that the server slam build was actually not 0.9, but it was a version of the day 1 build. Whatever that means, because we know there will be some difference from server slam to launch. And also the server slam was patched 0.9 something, in fact. And the press early access that I've played lately was actually 0.10. So I actually posted that on my Twitter. So you could see this number there on the screenshot. So here you see 0.10 something. Now, what will actually be included in this patch, we don't know exactly. So we're gonna see tomorrow, I guess. It says very few changes, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they actually tweak the balancing yet again a little bit based on the server slam data, based on also just what they have seen now with the early access, in particular the Barbarians with the Whirlwind build. This is something I've been talking about. I think that Barbarians are probably going to have the strongest build in the game, unless we discover some other really crazy broken stuff. But Whirlwind, in particular, the Gore's devastating grasps are just so powerful that they will probably see a really early nerf. And people like Rob are definitely working towards that. You might have seen those clips with Rob clearing a tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon in this early access press version that we played. And we only had access to the game for like 10 days and, no one really played like all day long probably. So this is different from the actual game's launch when people might reach like level 100 in like 3-4 days or something like that. And basically just completely destroy the entire end game. But yeah, it's this item in particular that really makes Whirlwind really busted. And we have seen like billions of damage or so just from this item alone, so to say. So I'm pretty sure something will happen to that. If not tomorrow, at least very soon. Other than that, I think we have seen again that there are some quite bad builds on some classes, so not everything's like really perfectly balanced, which is kind of obvious, I guess. Some classes have better builds, some classes have worse builds. That's usually how it goes. I would definitely expect there's going to be some adjustments to some of the Necromancer builds in particular. So something like the Blood builds, they are relatively underwhelming. So Bloodlands, Blood Surge, the minion builds, they're all relatively bad on Necro. Necro really only has like 1.5 good builds, which is Bone Spear / Bone Spirit. That's pretty much about it. They have like maybe some mediocre stuff with Darkness, with Sever and Blight. So the Blood stuff and minion stuff, I could definitely see a bump up there. I could even see like a slight nerf for Twisting Blades. I did talk about it in another video. Rogue is not really like an OP class in my opinion, but I think Twisting Blades is definitely performing relatively well. I could imagine that they maybe nerf either the Blade Dancer aspect, or they nerf maybe the single target, like the initial hit damage of Twisting Blades, or something like that. But very slightly. I don't think that it really needs a huge nerf. It's just like a solid, fast build. I think other than that, Druid looks generally pretty solid. Maybe we're gonna see something for Shredder or so, but who knows. And Barb also is generally solid. And then we have the Sorg where, yeah, we have like Meteor, yeah, maybe okay. Then we have Firewall, okay. So there are some builds on Sorg that I believe are gonna be pretty decent, but especially some of those pure fire builds, I'm not 100% sure about them right now. Based on the testing that we have done, they might also need a little bump. Outside of those balance tweaks, I imagine they're going to do some bug fixing here and there. I've seen a few little minor things. I'm sure that in general, they're going to work on just, hammering out those bugs day and night right now to make sure that it's going to be the smoothest experience possible. So that's probably like the rest of the stuff that we're going to see in this day 1 patch. Outside of that, I think the game was in a really solid spot. And yeah, we will see what they will do. Basically, they're just going to keep going from there, I guess. And I imagine that especially pre-season 1, we're probably going to get some regular updates on the way. So that stuff that might surface that is like really broken or just like kind of like too weak or anything like that might actually get some ups and downs. If there's any kind of significant update or balance changes, then of course expect me to cover them. So once we have patch notes, I'm going to be there and talk about them and see what happens. But for now, let's just wait and see and have a good time when the game comes out. Hope you liked this little video. Stay tuned for a lot more content, and I'll see you guys next time.